मते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिने नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशाय उपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तताविने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृताय औषधीनां पतये नमो नमः उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते पत्नीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निर्व्याधिन आव्याधिनीनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निषङ्गिणे सेनानां पतये नमो नमो निषङ्गिणेषु धिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमो नमो वञ्चते परिवञ्चते स्थायूनां पतये नमो नमो निचैरवे परिचरायारण्यानां पतये नमो नमः सृकाविभ्यो जिघा
Hello, dear campers. I just want to give you a little bit update on the tomorrow's program because tomorrow is the last day of this camp. I know it ended so soon. So tomorrow we will not have two classes in the morning. After the meditation, after the breakfast, there will be Swamiji's, Swami Ditmanandaji's one class only, which will finish at 10 o'clock. At 10:30, we will have the Guru Dakshina ceremony. So Swamis and Swaminis will be sitting, those who will be honored, they'll be sitting here, and there will be a basket of in which we can throw our not throw, sorry, put. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We will put our Guru Dakshina. Swamiji gave me this opportunity or permission to continue. So we will have the Guru Dakshina ceremony. There will be a basket in which we will offer our Guru Dakshina to Swamis, and they will also give us the prasad. And we will only like to have 2 to 3 people who want to say few words, not more than 1 to 2 minutes. Those 3 people can give me their names if they want to say something to Swamiji or Swaminijis. So just give me the names. The rest will talk. And the envelopes are lying outside on the chair as well as they're lying on near Puja Swamiji's picture. And we can pick one per family or one per person, and we can offer the Guru Dakshina in that. Thank you.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejas तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शांति मंत्र। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Passage 15. स एषः अणिमा अहितदात्मविदं सर्वं तत्सत्यं स आत्मा तत्त्वमसि श्वेतकेतो इति भूय एव मा भगवान् विज्ञापयतु इति। तथा सौम्य इति होवाच। This statement Tattvamasi is Tat means that which is Sat or Jagat Karanam, the cause of creation, the material cause, meaning the self of all. Clay is the self of the material cause, is the Atma or the self of the effect. So clay is the Atma of all pots and pans. What is Atma? The essential nature. What is the pot? So that is why it was said that by knowing the material cause, you as well know everything because of the pot. What is the essence of clay? And that is Atma, and therefore by knowing the clay, the pot is known. But then clay is the Atma of this pot, and this pot, and even this thing also. So clay or the material cause is the essence, the self, or the Atma of the effect which is name and form. So Sat is the Jagat Karanam, the material cause of all the names and forms, there were Sat is the self of all, the self or essence of every name and form, and that thou art. You are the self of all. You are the cause of the creation. You are the Adhishthanam, the substrate of the entire universe, upon which the names and forms are superimposed. So, thus, the teacher is making the disciple aware of his dimension. You're not what you take yourself to be, a little helpless, helpless creature confined to this body, mind, sense complex, subject to birth and death. So, you take yourself, that is why we take ourselves helpless creatures. And that's going to be so. If I am the body, certainly I am insignificant. If I am the mind, I am insignificant. So, shows how significant you are. Not at the level of body, not at the level of mind, not level of intellect. So this, in fact, here Vedanta will say that this removes all the complexes. The two basic conclusions we have about things in our life is one is the conclusion about myself, that I know that I am conscious being. I know I have an immediate knowledge of myself called Paroksha Jnana. I know Paroksha that immediately that I am a conscious being, but that I am limited. Tat means Sat or Brahma. I know that is consciousness and limitless. Brahman or Tat or Sat or Jagat Karanam, the substrate of the universe, is limitless, I know, but it is different away from me. It's remote. So I am immediate but limited. Brahman is limitless. See, I am limited. Immediate but limited. Brahman is limitless but remote. You see the difference? That is what our conclusion is. And both cause problems. Even though I'm immediate to myself, but since I'm limited, I have problem with myself. And Brahman is the goal that I have, but it is removed, it is away, separated from me. That also is a problem. That is why I'm a seeker, Brahman is a sought, that is a seeker, a sought, a duality. And I'm constantly seeking Brahman. Because if you ask me, Swamiji, what do you want? My answer will be or should be simple. I want to be happy, really. Even though one may think that I want to be wealthy, famous, but ultimately I want to be happy. Nobody wants anything for other than happiness. Atmastu kamaya. So it is for the sake of self, for the sake of please the self that anything is dear. This is how Upanishad says, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. That whatever is dear to me is because the self is dear to me. To this, our Swamiji added one qualification that anything is dear to me for the sake of please the self, not just the self. That please self is happy self. So when I am happy, when I am pleased. So for the sake of happiness, but happiness being located upon the self, it is for the sake of please the self that anything is dear to me. All I want in my life is to be pleased self, happy self. How much happiness do you want? This much? That much? That much? Oh, I want boundless happiness. How long do you want to be happy? For 1 minute every day? 1 hour every day? 24/7, all the time. I want boundless happiness all the time. Where do you want to be happy? As long as you're on the bank of the Ganges, you're happy. When you move away, you're unhappy. No, I want to be happy here, there, and everywhere. So if I ask what it is that I'm seeking in my life, answer is very simple. I want happiness which is boundless, happiness which is not confined to a given place, happiness not confined to a given time, happiness that is free from the limitation of time, place, and condition. The boundless happiness free from the limitation of time, place, and condition. That's called Brahman. So Brahman is knowingly or unknowingly, each one of us is only seeking, Brahman is seeking to be Brahman. But right now, what is my understanding? Brahman is limitless, but it's away from me. I have to find it, I have to reach it, I have to become it. So constant becoming what I am not, reaching where I am not. Well, like the 10th man seeking the 10th man, there is a Tattvamasi. 10th man is seeking that. Therefore, this our life struggle would never end. Would never end. Even if you are the most successful person in the world, the most famous one, the most powerful, even then, regardless of what the achievement is going to be limited. Because that's the nature of things. That momentarily, when your desire is satisfied, then again you discover this is not what you want. So this one says Tattvamasi, that I am conscious being all right, but I am limited. And Brahman is limitless but away from me. Both these notions are knocked off by one sentence, Tattvamasi. Meaning you are that and that you are. Tattvameva tvameva tat. You are that and that is you. This is both way equation, not one way. Vedantin takes this equation both ways. Tat is tvam and tvam is tat. You know what it says? Tattvam asi. You know what is asi? Asi means you are. It is a verb of present tense. As means to be, asi means you are. You are Brahman. Not that you will become Brahman. You will be Brahman. When you say you are Brahman, that means that it is simply revealing is an existing fact about you. The teacher or Upanishad reveals an existing fact about me. He says, you are Brahman. I am Brahman. We will come to you are Brahman. Meaning that Brahman is not remote, Brahman is not away from you that you think. And Brahman is you. If Brahman is limitless, Brahman is you are limitless. Meaning that you are not limited entity that you think you are, and Brahman is not away from you that you think you are. See, these two things in our life create a constant struggle. In one statement, it knocks off both these notions and makes me free. So that means that I will see that I am Brahman, not that I have to become. I am Brahman, there is nothing to become. Not only that, that since I am consciousness, I don't have to experience Brahman. What I am experiencing is Brahman. Because I am experiencing myself anyway. I am experience of the nature of experience. So this notion that you would experience something, I'm waiting for an experience. What is Vedanta? What is knowledge? Knowledge is understanding the experience. So there is a process of creating experience. This is a process of understanding the experience. Because what is Brahman, therefore what you are experiencing is Brahman. And it is not that what you're experiencing is different from you, that there is a duality of the experiencer and experienced. You are that experience, and you are Brahman, and you are self-conscious, self-revealing, and they were constantly experiencing yourself, if you want to say that. So first of all, the mind should become free. That would experience something, or to become something. Some change, nothing has to happen. I don't need to change myself to become Brahman. I don't need to become something to be Brahman. I don't need to reach something to become Brahman. I am Brahman. Then raise questions. This is called when doubts are raised based on what my present notions are. And that is where those notions are to be dealt with or addressed. But there are many acharyas understand that Vedas are one, Upanishads are also one. People often ask questions. Swamiji, Upanishad is one. Now, how come different acharyas teach different things? That evening we said that our Anjaneya or Hanuman ji says, Dehe buddhya dasoham, jiva buddhya tvadam shakaha, atma buddhya tvamevaham, itime nischita matihi. That from the stand when I'm identified with the body, I'm your servant. When I look upon myself as a jiva, I'm a part of you. When I see myself as Atma, I'm you. So these three principal views obtained in India, Hinduism, where when Acharya says that I am the servant of the Lord. So this statement, Tattvamasi, also is amazing. It's such a simple statement. We would think that it does not, but it is interpreted in various ways. In fact, in the commentary on Dakshinamurti Stotra in Manasollasa, Sureshwaracharya explains in many ways this interpretation of Tattvamasi. But this Tattvam is taken as one word, as a compound word also by some. And somebody says Tattvam is a Tat Purusha, Tasyatvamasi. Not that you are his servant. Or Tasmin Tvamasi, you are in it. That is an ashraya, you are a part of it. And this one statement is interpreted in different ways. So, because you go to the scriptures with already a preconceived conclusion, and you see what you want to see. Even the Tatparya Nirnaya, what we call the determination of what is intended, what is it that the Vedas want to convey. Different people come with different interpretations. The Mimamsakas say that Veda says that karma is the means and swarga is the end. So this is their interpretation of Veda. Hey, what about all this? You are Brahman. That's all. It is meant for meditation. So when you are performing karma, meditate, I am Brahman, and then perform karma. Then your karma will be more efficacious. So they simply interpret all the Upanishads Arthavada. But then there are so many Vedantic teachers. Last night we were talking about, somebody asked about this avatar of Lord Krishna. So we explain how Lord Krishna wields an upadhi, meaning that he chooses what the embodiment will be in which he will manifest. So what is the nature of the body of Lord Krishna? Vedantin says it is Maya. Sambhavami Atma Maya. So the upadhi of Lord Krishna is Maya, and therefore Vedantin says it is Pratibhasika, is an appearance. So appearance will look different. You know, appearance are two kinds. One is rope snake appearance. Other is the appearance of the mirage water in the sand. It appears equally. Even after knowing that it is mirage water, it continues to appear. The perception remains, even though you know that it is mithya. Similarly, Lord Krishna's upadhi is perceived by everybody. Just because it is pratibhasika doesn't mean it is not perceived. This is Vedantin says. So that non-duality is not affected. You follow? If Lord Krishna is a paramadika satta, then there are more than one sattas. But bhaktas don't like that. Bhaktas say that Lord Krishna's body is chinmaya, is Satchidananda. That is Paramadika, you know. So if Lord Krishna's upadhi is Paramadika, in that case, there is duality. Because then only Lord Krishna can be really Lord only when his upadhi is Satchidananda. And we are different. I am a jiva. So Jiveshwara Veda. Then Ishvara is different and I am different. Only when you accept that difference, then you can assign Satchidananda body to that and this, flesh and blood to this one. And so this is how then you arrive, once you accept, assume this, and then you work out all these equations, from the Upanishads. Interpret all sentences in a certain way to arrive at this conclusion. So acharyas go with the conclusion that I am part of Brahman. And I interpret all statements. There are enough statements available in Upanishad for whatever interpretations you want. That is also interesting. Because Upanishad is a teaching. Then we have derived a structure called Advaita Vedanta, etc. It's all about derivation from the teaching of the Upanishads. And therefore it is quite likely that all the statements may not strictly follow. Then they need to be interpreted. So Vedanta Advaita also interprets several statements into Advaita. Hence will interpret statements which are clearly Advaita as Dvaita. That's why you use your intelligence in Vyakaranam, Tarka, etc., and then so therefore every Acharya has their own prakriyas of explaining. But our Swami would say, what's the point in saying that you are different, I am different? That I know anyway. Duality is something which you already know. So what does Upanishad, where is the pramanya, uniqueness in Upanishad? It says you are limited. If that is what it says, that I already know. So no point in approaching scripture, in knowing something that is already known by other sources of knowledge. This is pramanam, which is called apurva, a unique thing. It reveals something unique which cannot be revealed by any other pramanam, any other means of knowledge. So perception seems to talk about duality. He says this duality is real. Then what new are they saying? Its uniqueness is when it gives me an insight which is not available to me. As I said, non-duality is that which completely makes us free and releases us from all traces of pain. So this Tattvamasi is a long, long discussion. But then Tat, as we say, it is Brahman, but that is Ishvara, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, that is what we think. Who am I? A jiva, that insignificant entity, limited in every way. How can both be identical? First question that arises in my mind. When I'm listening to the teacher, everything is clear to me. When I come back to my old habit, who am I? I'm a little helpless creature. And you said I'm Brahman, I'm Ishvara. Ishvara is omniscient, omnipotent. Who am I? So this is called a doubt because what Upanishads cannot be wrong. But then this is what my mind says. So both things seem to be right. That is called samshaya. Samshaya or doubt is when two opposite things appear to be right. You follow? And as long as this samshaya or doubt remains, there cannot be a settlement in knowledge. Even though I understand what Upanishad teaches, if this doubt is there in me, then my mind will keep on bothering me. And I cannot have an abidance in knowledge, steadiness in knowledge, even a conviction in knowledge. So therefore, to develop that conviction, it is important that all these samshayas or doubts that arise possibly should all be resolved. So Vedanta thus address this doubt. How can I be Brahman? How can a drop of water be, how can a wave be ocean? Tell me. Vivekachudamani says, how can an atom be the mountain Meru? How can it be? How can a firefly be sun? Firefly also is a lighted object, sun. Where is firefly? Where is, I'm a firefly, little thing. Ishvara is sun. I'm just a drop of water. Ishvara is ocean. Ishvara is a mountain. How can they be one? Yes and no. Depends on how I judge myself. It is true that in dimension, an atom is a small thing, essence of mountain, water, essence. So Vedanta teaches us constantly how should we evaluate ourselves. We keep on judging ourselves based on this embodiment, which is just that is just an instrument given to me for manifestation. Myself or to judge myself based on what? On my essential nature. So Upanishad gives an example. Fire, hundreds of thousands of sparks emerge. Countless from Bhagwan, countless jivas emerge. So looks like they're part of that passage and part of Ishvara is like, Brahman is they are all like sparks. So spark is different and fire is different. So one says you are small, limited, and Ishvara is limitless. So Jiva is different, Ishvara is different. Or spark is a part of fire. So you are a part and Ishvara is whole. Vedantin says spark is fire. Why this little insignificant spark is fire? How do you say that? So what is fire? Is it some kind of a dimension that you call fire? What do you call fire? This shape is called fire, then you can paint it. That's not fire. What is fire? Fire is the principle of light and heat. Ushnata and prakasha. Heat and light is the essential nature of fire, and that is what we call fire. Even if it is little, we call it fire. Big also is fire. It is not that a given dimension or share, it is the principle of heat and light that is called fire. And similarly, then what is a spark? What is the essence of spark? Heat and light, meaning spark can do the same thing that a big fire can do. Is what do you call it? This cotton bales. One spark is enough to burn the whole thing. One for gunpowder, one spark. Because spark is essentially fire. So Vedantin says Spark is not different from fire. Spark is not part of fire. Spark is fire. So, from one example, three interpretations. Spark is there, fire is here, spark is small, fire is big. So, spark is different, Jiva is different, Ishvara is different. Advaita says, no, no. All of these sparks have emerged from fire, and therefore spark is part of fire. Spark is fire. Tattvamasi. A spark is being told, you are fire. A drop is being told, you are ocean. Because essence of drop of water and essence of ocean is one, H2O. So they teach us how do we look at. I judge always mess with body and the mind, etc. But that is incidental. Body is absolutely incidental. When the body is there, in the dream state, it is not there. We say that. In deep sleep state, that is not there. And mind also is not. And you are still there. This called, the one is there, other is not there. So in the waking state, it is difficult to determine what I am because body also is there and I am also there. The dream state also something similar exists. In deep sleep state, I am there. The sense organs are not there. Mind is there. I'm different from all of them. So thus it is necessary that they should be resolved on the basis of the teaching. But this is only revealing an existing fact about me that I am Brahman. Which means that the I has to be addressed. So Vedanta already talk about karma sannyasa. Because in knowledge or in cognition, no karma is involved. Just a technical point, not very relevant. I mean, it has not come up here. But then, if you are already Brahman, there is nothing to be done in life, isn't it? Because already what you are seeking. The Karma Kanda section of Veda says, do this and do that, and all is in waste or what? If nothing in life, nothing is to be done, there is no role of effort of becoming or achieving something, and Karma Kanda prescribe all kinds of duties and actions and rituals to achieve things also. How to reconcile? So, your principles to reconcile everything. Meaning Vedanta should be able to explain life in its entirety. Every experience should be explained. The whole scripture should be explained. And therefore, karma kanda, upasana, everything should have a proper place to be explained. That none of them contradicts non-duality. We have to show how nothing in the life contradicts the principle of Advaita. It is non-duality in spite of duality, not in absence of duality. Even when countless waves are there, water is still water. It's not water in absence of waves, is water even when the waves are because wave cannot be without the water. So it's not that duality is to go away for me to appreciate non-duality. Because I'm already experiencing non-duality. Are you experiencing non-duality? No, Swamiji. I am not. Are you experiencing non-duality? You are. But you have to make a note of it. You are experiencing yourself. You cannot escape from yourself, can you? We try, but you can't. All the escape, distraction are meant to escape from, not self, from the mind. But anyway, self is self-effulgent. And so in the discussion in Vedanta, everything is properly reconciled. Everything's places has shown. That karma kanda also has to play a role. Upasana also has a role, the knowledge also has a role, yoga also has a role, everything has a role, has a place. Nothing is dismissed. All sadhanas are all right. Kundalini yoga has its own place. Patanjali yoga, own place. Hatha yoga means Kundalini. Everything is okay in its own place. You should understand what it gives you and how it fits into your scheme of things, then you can do it with understanding. If the goal is clear as to what you are seeking, then you know how everything fits into the place. So Vedantin doesn't dismiss anything. Not that he does everything either. You respect everything in its own place. There is total reconciliation. Everything in life, nothing creates in you a reaction. But everything is in order. Because ultimately everything is non-dual, in essence. And non-dual appears as various things. So let it be. Enjoy the appearance. Appearance, then you enjoy it. If you take it as real, then there can be some kind of a feeling about this bunch of grapes. There is just an appearance. You can enjoy it. For you to enjoy this doesn't have to be real. No, I can't enjoy Swami. Had it been real grapes, I would enjoy it. No, not necessarily. You can enjoy this bunch of grapes even when it is not real. How beautiful it is made, it looks so real. Even if it's ugly, also you can still find something good in there. Two sadhus were walking in Rishikesh. There was a dead dog lying. It's like, other sadhus says, beautiful they are. So depends upon how your mind is. To appreciate what is, then because Brahman is everywhere, what is beautiful, provided I knock off all my demands or concepts of what beautiful is. Only this face is beautiful and that is not. This color is beautiful, that is not. All that stuff is knocked off. Then is this beautiful. And He alone comes in all these forms. So beauty alone comes in all these forms. What Vedanta teaches. This non-duality means this. It's not just some, only in meditation. It's in life also. So when Swami, I'm always in meditation, means you always appreciate and enjoy what is because you see beauty everywhere. So next process is, so now let us proceed with the text, you see. So now when having heard this statement, Bhuye ma Bhagavan Vijnapayate iti. What happened? This is moved away. So Shvetiketu says, may the Venerable Sir explain to me over again. We would get a heart attack. When you expounded things and you think that you've done everything, and then somebody says, and somebody comes with some kind of a question, and sometimes you get a heart attack listening and you're reading that question. Because after listening to the whole Ramayana, he says the Sita became, so Sita ji was kidnapped. Isko apaharanam. So Sita became Haranam or deer. When did she become Sita? This was after listening to the whole Ramayana. The Sita became Haranam deer. When did she become Sita? That was a hard after the whole Ramayana. This is the question. But teacher did not have heart attack. I would have a heart attack listening to this. Bhuyo me Bhagavan Vijnapayatu iti. May the revered sir, venerable sir, please explain to me over again. Hovacha. Let it be so, may it be so, all right. I will explain. So what is he asking? He is saying thing about this whole He does not say what his doubt is. Each time he says, Bhagavan Vijnana Payaturiti, may the Venerable Sir please explain to me again. What? So Shankaracharya constructs his question. What his doubt is? Based on the answer given by the teacher. So teacher gives them an answer. Although the student did not clarify what his doubt is, from the answer of the teacher, we derive what the doubt would have been in the mind of the student. So if you do not read Bhashya of Shankaracharya, you can understand what the answer is. Therefore, says here Shankaracharya, here, yat bhavaduktam tat sandigdham mama. What the Venerable sir say to me with reference to that, there is this doubt in Sandeha, this doubt in my mind. What's the doubt, my child? Ahani hani sarvaha prajaha sushupte sat sampanyante. It is said, explaining deep sleep state, sada somya tada sampanna bhavati. See what that time the Jivatma becomes one with Sat. So every day in the deep sleep state, you become one with Sat, meaning that you arrive at your own true nature. Yena tat sampada na viduhu. Even though they have become one with Sat, they have achieved the true nature which is Sat. How come they do not know? Na viduhu yat Sat sampannaha vayamiti. What is the reason why? In spite of having become one with Sat in the deep, that these jivas do not know that we are one with Sat. What's the reason? Eating. Ato drishtantena pratyayati. Here it is not by simply tarka or reasoning, but by drishtanta or illustration. So every argument has three elements. One is the pratyaya called proposition. Other is a hetu called reason. And third is called the drishti illustration. When you say wherever there is smoke, there is fire, you must give a drishtanta illustration as to where this is found. As in kitchen. So, as in kitchen is what? Drishtanta. Illustration for what? For establishing the principle that there cannot be smoke without the fire. So this drishtanta is easier to understand than even the simple reasoning or simple argument. So yukti is a reasoning. Teacher could have explained him with reasoning. But when a drishtanta illustration is given to us, then reasoning becomes very clear. It becomes much easier to understand when it is explained with reference or illustration. So when you say each jivas attain the true nature of Sat, and still, how come they do not know that we have attained our nature of Sat? What's the reason? They knew they would be liberated. Then there would be no samsara at all. But then Viveka was samsari again. You follow? That's the problem. So, when is it? Tatha somya. Okay, my dear, listen to this. So then we go to the next passage. Passage 16. So madhu Nanatyana Rukshanam Rasan Samavaharam Ekatam Rasam Gamayanti. Let's see the next passage also. Just as, so that's the Drishtanta. Hey Somya, Madhu Kurutaha. Madhu Kurutiti Madhu Kurutaha. Madhu means honey. Madhu Kurut means that which makes honey. What does it do? Says trees. Nana the trees. Nana having it being directions. Trees of different species also. Different kind of mango tree, etc. etc. Various kinds of trees are there. In various directions are all there. So this we approach to all these trees, the trees and extract the juice from the tree. Then it says that when this juice comes out of the mouth of this honeybee, it becomes honey. What it takes inside is the juice of the tree, honey. So juices are different. What comes, honey is one, understand? So ekatam rasam gamayanti. They reduce into the juice into a homogeneous whole which is called the honey. You follow? So what you see in honeycomb is honey. It comes from various trees. So this is the example of a honeybee. Example is not a honeybee actually. Different flavors. However, then they become honey. When a honeybee converts these juices into honey, they all become one, meaning that they all lose their distinction. When they come in, they are all distinct from each other, but by the time they enter the honey and emerge from the mouth of the honeybee, they are one. So therefore, in a honeycomb, what we have is the honey. So next passage, having become honey, seeds do not see the distinction. Amusyam vrikshasosme, amusyam vrikshasosme. Now there may be juice from mango tree. The juice from a jackfruit tree, that's the example. Panasasya rasosmeti. The juice comes from mango tree, juice may come from a jackfruit. Alright, different species in different directions, meaning that the juices are different tastes. Madhura, Amla, Tikta, all of them are picked up by a honeybee. All of them, so Rasan, Samaham, collecting all of them, gathering them, Ishakam, Rasangam, and they reduce them into one honey, which is one homogeneous. They're all distinctions of this. Whole idea is this. In honey, the distinctions of the different juices are lost. That these juices do not realize because all of them are honey. They lost the distinction. Therefore, now the juice does not realize that I am the juice from a mango tree, I am the juice from a jackfruit tree. Doesn't realize. So this is illustration. How all distinctions and varieties are all reduced to one homogeneous thing. That's the example here. Follow? How when it becomes homogeneous, then how you do not recognize the distinctions. So viveka is recognition of distinctions. How they become all homogeneous one another, they lose the distinctions and therefore do not recognize the distinctions. So these prajas, all the jivas, they come to deep sleep state from different actions, from different species. The jivas are not human beings, unically. You need to know that deep sleep state of all living beings is the same. The deep sleep of a king is no different from the deep sleep of a beggar, is no different from the deep sleep of a dog or a tiger or a lion or a wolf. The example I given here. You know, all these creatures sleeping. So you have Vyagurva, Simhova, Kova, Varahova, Kiyova, Patangova, Damsova, Mashagova. You may Vyagre, maybe a tiger, Simha, maybe a lion, Rukova, a wolf, Varahova, a pig, Kiyova, an insect, Patangova, a what do you call it? It's a butterfly. Damsova, a gadfly, Mashagova, a mosquito. Some example of all kinds of creatures, different species, some are forests, some are here, all these fellows, including human being, of course. In the deep sleep state, all of them become indistinct. All of them in deep sleep state reach the true nature of Sat. Not only human being attains the true nature of Sat. Even a tiger also, and a lion also, and a wolf also. Some are very wild, some are very, so some are very mild, and some are, all kinds of creatures are there. All of them lose all the distinction in deep sleep state. Deep sleep state is one because it is nirvikalpa, without vikalpa, without any distinct state. You can call unmanifest state. Similarly also, and thus, just as those juices do not recognize the distinction that I am a juice from this tree and that tree because they're all converted into one honey, which is one homogeneous. Similarly also, all these jivas are reduced to one homogeneous what? Ignorance or causal state where they lose all the distinction and therefore they do not recognize that I was Swami, I was a human being, I was a lion, I was a tiger. Because what's the reason? The reason is, as we already explained to you. The reason why in the deep sleep state that we do not recognize any distinction is because the faculties that are required to appreciate distinctions are not there. To appreciate distinctions, we require faculties. What faculty? sense organs of perception. It is organs of perception that in fact enable us to appreciate distinctions of shabda, sparsha, rupa, sound, taste, taste, smell. In smell also variety of smells, sound also variety of sounds, variety of touch, variety of taste, variety of smell. Therefore, to appreciate the distinctions, you require sense organs of perception. And by themselves, they cannot perceive, they also require the mind, so we require mind also. Thus, to appreciate the distinctions, we require sense organs and the minds. So, these are the faculties with which we can appreciate distinction that I am a human being, that I am a tiger, that I am a lion. It may not know these words. That thing doesn't know that I am a mosquito. So does the mosquito know that it's a mosquito? It doesn't know that word, I guess. But it knows what it is. That self-consciousness is there. A dog has a distinction from a cat and see when a dog comes across other dog, its behavior is of one kind. When the dog comes across a cat, its behavior is different, is it not so? So somehow it knows that this is not me, this thing. Either you, even this dog is also not in my, then the territorial thing is a different thing. You recognize that this dog doesn't belong to my territory. Attack, drive him away. When a dog sees a cat, it attacks right away. And a cat sees a mouse, attacks. So they know that whether it knows that I'm a cat and this mouse, but some self-consciousness is there that I'm a cat and recognizes other cats also. And so they leave them alone. But when it sees a mouse, it's because knows a different species there. So some self-conscious, the distinction, knowledge of distinction is there in the waking state. That's what I'm saying. These fellows may not have the kind of self-consciousness that we have, but every living being has some kind of a self-consciousness by which it knows the distinction. A mango tree is self-consciousness, knows this distinction. So when it draws food from the earth, it draws what is required for a mango tree. And so mango is created. And there is a lemon tree. There is a lemon tree. If you did not know, then you may have a lemon fruit in mango and mango fruit in lemon. That doesn't happen, isn't it? It's the same earth, understand? Same earth where all these minerals are there and whatever nourishment, But every tree draws what it wants, isn't it? The tree must have some awareness of what I am. And so it knows this distinction that I'm a mango tree, I must have sweet fruit. This fellow is lemon tree. Fortunately, they don't do this complex, or they would be miserable. A mango tree has this thing that I am something, I'm sweet, and look at this mango and lemon. Then it would be samsari. Even though it is superior, it would still be samsari. So that way they are spared of samsara. So they live their life in freedom. That's why I enjoy them, because they're free. Look at human being, you're not always able, because from the body language and from the face itself, sometimes you don't know. But you look at the tree, there is a freedom there. Look at anything in nature, meaning that where the complexes are not there. Look at anything free from complex, put it this way. Then you also feel free. Because bondage means complex. And you see anything free from complex. That's causing freedom. So we see freedom everywhere because nowhere is the complex. Swami, does it mean I should become tree? No, it doesn't mean that. Because thing is not evolved enough to have complex, you must evolve for millions of years to have complexes also. They're not yet evolved. They have to wait. They'll come to us someday. Right now they're free, but bondage is waiting for them. But anyway, so there is self-consciousness and meaning that there is a awareness of distinction in all the creatures when they are awake. That's the point here. And when they go to deep sleep, all creatures lose their distinctions. So that is why in the deep sleep state, we have not no awareness of distinction. Therefore, even though we have attained Sat, we do not know that we have attained Sat. We become Sat, we do not know that we become Sat because the faculties required to know that, namely the sense organs and mind, are not there, so distinctions are all lost. So example is honey and juice is sort of example sleep, and all distinctions are lost. Therefore, he Shvetaketu, we do this. So question is, if you say that in deep sleep state we are all attaining Sat, how come we don't know it? How do you say that we attain Sat in deep sleep state? If you attain Sat, should you not know it? Because we are all conscious beings. We are conscious beings and therefore we should be conscious all the time. And if, as you say, we are attaining Sat in deep sleep state, then we should be aware that I am attaining deep sleep Sat. How come I do not know? So when I do not know, I doubt whether we attain or not. You follow? That's the thing here. Since in deep sleep state we are not aware that we attain Sat. The question, whether do we attain or not? Says yes, you can attain and still may not know the distinction. Like all the juices also attain the homogeneous state of being honey and they lose the distinction. So all creatures lose the distinction. Identity, thank God. People are fighting for identity. That is okay. That means complex. And in deep sleep state, there is freedom because there is no identity. Thank God. Anyway, you need identity to grow out of it. So first you have to have identity, and then we have to grow. It's not that that is why we give identity. All samskaras will impart identity. This fellow is running around, he has no identity. You are a brahmachari. And so investigative ceremony is there, and he goes through all these samskaras. We last for several hours. You know why do these ceremonies last for so many hours? So you will never forget it. In the olden days, a marriage used to last for 5 days. Imprint their whole life. Today, half an hour package in marriage, it comes and goes. So it doesn't create that impression also. But you thrust it upon his mind, you are a brahmachari. So give an identity. Once there is an identity, there is a dignity. Then you have to conduct yourself in keeping with the dignity. So do this and don't do this. Right where do's and don'ts come. He has done that. Enough. Another identity. You are a husband or wife. You are a grihastha. These are your responsibilities. Burden him with that. So give him identity. You are a vanaprastha. A reduced identity. You are sannyasi. No identity. So from identity you grow into freedom from identity. So it says karma sannyasa is for the one who is doing karma. That was a renunciation of someone who possesses something. So first possess something, then renounce. Where is the question of renunciation, because otherwise, anyway, so this is how identity is given and you have to grow out of identity. Otherwise, you don't know what you are growing out of. Anyway, but fortunately, Ishvara has made this arrangement that we become free from all identity, the deep sleep state, and enjoy the state of freedom. That's the reason why when we wake up from deep sleep state, we feel pretty fresh, feel good, because we experience freedom. Anyway, so this doubt that if, as you say, we do attain Sat in the state of deep sleep state, then we should have known that we have attained, but we do not know. So there is a question whether do we attain Sat in deep sleep state or not. It says you attain, but that time there is no distinctions. All distinctions are lost. Therefore, you are not aware of your state of being Sat. That doesn't mean that you did not attain Sat. Okay, so we'll continue. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada यपूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम्। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्।